Today, we're going to dig into the story of a word you've probably used a million times without even thinking about it. Spade. Yeah, it sounds pretty simple, maybe even a little boring. But trust me, as we're about to find out, this everyday word has a story that's surprisingly deep and, well, pretty fascinating.
So, let's just start with this question right here. How much can one simple word really teach us? You might be surprised. It turns out, a whole lot more than you'd ever guess.
All right, first things first. We'll start with the basics. Let's look at all the different hats this one little word wears in English, because it's definitely more than just that tool you've got in your garden shed.
Okay, so here's the one we all know. A spade is, of course, a noun. It's a tool for digging. You know, I took my spade to the garden. It's a thing, an object you can hold. Simple enough, right?
But then, the word pops up in a totally different world, as a suit in a deck of cards. That sharp, kind of iconic shape of the spade is something we all recognize instantly. So you've got the same word for a garden tool and for a game of cards. Two completely different contexts.
And get this, spade isn't just a thing, it's also an action. It can be a verb. You don't just have a spade, you can actually spade the garden. The word itself carries the action right inside it. Pretty cool.
Okay, but words don't just exist in a bubble. They carry history around with them. And, sometimes that history can be pretty uncomfortable.
So our source for this, the Wiktionary entry, also points out that spade was once used as a really offensive slur. Now it's categorized as old and, thankfully, no longer used. It's just a powerful reminder of how language changes and how some meanings are rightly left behind as society moves forward.
So, after all that, the definitions, the history, you'd probably think we've covered it all. But believe it or not, there is one more fact about the word spade that completely changes how we see it.
And here it is. This is a direct quote from our source. Spade is on the Basic English 850 list. I mean, reading that just opens up a whole new chapter, doesn't it? What on earth is that list?
850. That's the number. So what is this Basic English 850 list, and why is a seemingly ordinary word like spade so important that it's one of only 850 words on it?
Well, Basic English was this simplified version of the language created way back in the 1930s. The whole idea was to make a super simple, functional tool for the whole world to use, for business, for science, for just communicating. It was a way for people from totally different backgrounds to understand each other with a really small vocabulary.
So, why spade? It actually made the cut not because it's fancy, but because it's so fundamental. It represents a core human activity, digging. It's tied to huge concepts like farming and building, basically shaping the physical world around us. In a language of only 850 words, spade was considered absolutely essential.
So let's just pull back for a second and think about this. The whole journey of this one little word tells us so much about how language really works. I mean, think about it. It starts as a simple tool. Then it's a suit of cards, it's a verb, it's a painful piece of history, and then, amazingly, it's a cornerstone of this international language. It just goes to show you that even the most basic words are these complex things, with layers of meaning and history and purpose we almost never think about.
So maybe the next time you pick up a shovel or shuffle a deck of cards, you'll think about the hidden stories of the words you're using. And it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other simple, everyday words are out there just waiting to tell us their own complex story?